the reward is definitely worth the risk.
At the end of the day, you're building your brand name.
Again, at the end of the day, you just didn't put out $200,000 to build a business for somebody else. If you sign a franchise agreement with that particular franchisor, right? Even if you're doing great, you are indirectly building that brand for them.
Welcome to Worldcraft Logistics TV. My name is JimmyTran, owner and CEO of Worldcraft Logistics.
My name is Vu. I am the owner of Metta Shipping, a bond and licensed logistics company.
And then so for us, we do distribution and warehouse, right? So in this video, the topic is with the benefit of having your own Boba franchise or starting your own private label, right?
Yes, we can dive a little bit deeper into why does anybody want to invest in open their own concept of Boba store.
Yes.
Certainly there will be a lot of money involved to open that, and we kind of touch briefly on the benefit of having your own private label and stuff. So we in this video we can talk a little bit further on why is it worth it, am I worth it for a lot of people.
Yes, right. So number one is sourcing suppliers, right? So Vu here, he worked with about 20 Boba, importer here in the US. So talk about sourcing supplier. Doing your own private label, one of the hardest things about doing private label starting out is where to source.
It can't get any more important than this, right? You have got to be able to source a trustworthy and qualified manufacturer or wholesaler, right? Let's say, so the two options that you can have is you might be able to find a manufacturer overseas, right? You have to vet them. You have to make sure their product is not only tastes good, but their certification and registration with FDA and USDA and all that good stuff has to be on par, has to be on the same, rule and regulation that these government agencies require.
Yes.
Or you can go through the US wholesaler, which kind of prevent or, stop you from having a lot of headache as a importer.
Yeah.
But they still have to have importation certification and paperwork as well.
Yes.
So they trustworthy, okay, fine. But they still have to be FDA registered.
Yeah. So starting your own private label, we break, like us working together, we will break it down for you. We do shipping, but Vu is gonna help you or recommend you to trustworthy supplier. Okay. So how about, so now let's talk about shipping, right? Like bringing product into America is extremely difficult starting out private label. What can you do to help me if I were to do private label and start my own store in terms of shipping? Right.
So one of the things is we help you verify manufacturer, right? Make sure they FDA register. Make sure that their milk product specifically has heat treatment certification, had veterinary health certificate stamped by that particular government. There are certain requirements that us as a shipping company that have been dealing with more than 200 Boba stores throughout the US, we have this experience and expertise where we can help you make sure they have those documentation first as to start out.
Yes.
And then, when it comes to the shipping, I want you as the owner or the importer, don't need to worry about how can you get your supply here. You need to stay focused on how can you make this money, how can you be successful at running a store.
Yes.
Open a second store and so forth, right? Leave this whole mess for us.
Okay.
Because this is what we do.
Yes. So now that we have, the supplies, you have the international shipping coming in. So the reason why you want to start your own private label is because your third concern is distribution, right? Like you will have a store here in California, Texas, or multiple stores in California. This is where I come in. We provide the trucking service, the storage service for your supply. And so we bring in a 40-foot container, we devand it, and we do distribution for you, right? So now we're taking care of all the logistics, how you could grow big. Now let's talk about what makes private label or your own brand so much benefit that why people start. Since you're doing this for so long to help so many people, you break it down.
Right. So we as a company personally know quite a few customers that did not want to re-sign their franchise agreement, right? After a few years, you will learn that making your own drink isn't that hard. Right? You can come up with your own formula, you can produce whatever mixology you become.
Yeah.
Mix your own drink. Right? Isn't that hard, right? And after you do that, you spend so much money to open one store, right? I mentioned earlier that it can easily cost you $200,000. Build out cost, supply, like the whole 9 yards. It could cost you close to $200,000 for one store. The key thing I want people to understand is this: one of the main component or important factor. It's not just open your own private label, but to become your own franchisor.
Yes.
Right?
So it's not about opening my own store and have one store in my name.
Definitely no. You want
the
to
big
build,
picture.
Yeah, exactly. You need to think the big picture. You want to open a store, be successful at it, and then to create your own brand, right? Think about it. It could be Jimmy V Boba store, and then a year later you have a Jimmy V in a different state, and that's how you'll be able to make it bigger. And our job here as Metta Shipping and Worldcraft Logistics is to be able to help you scale that. You could do great in one store, excellent, but there's only one store.
Yeah.
How can you transport that great drink that you make for this one store to Texas, Houston, Texas, for example?
Yeah. We'll take care of that for you.
Yeah. Or how can you bring that trustworthy supply that is so great that you spend so much time and effort to pick out? How can you do that with a different store in the East Coast, in New York and Houston? Yeah. And this is why we come in. This is why specifically Worldcraft Logistics can help you scale in terms of domestic supply chain platform.
Yeah. So there's a lot of benefit in private label. What's the struggle that you see with people? 3 struggles that you see that people start their private label or starting their own brand.
Number 1 is the time it takes for them to build their brand.
Okay.
And number 2, obviously your drink. Believe it or not, you could have an excellent location, which is also could be the number 3 is to figure out the location of it. You could have an excellent location. You could have excellent employee. Excellent everything, but your drink is not good, all that go down the drain.
Okay.
So I can't stress enough the point that a lot of the struggle that I feel that I personally seen is they think too much of their own drink. Okay, and I don't mean to offend anybody, but they feel like their drink is the best. Okay, maybe they like it. Maybe their drink is good for them. For their brother and their sister and their family.
Yes.
But that doesn't mean other people like it.
Got it.
Right. So and this is the struggle is they have got to be able to make sure that the drink they make is successful in that local region.
Yes.
Like I mentioned, just because this area like this drink, that doesn't mean other people will like it. So the reason why franchise is successful because they already have the time to put in to build a brand.
Got it.
Private label have got to be patient, 3 months, 6 months, or maybe even a year.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Okay.
To build up that brand.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a lot of investment to last for a year without being successful, without being profitable. But sometimes it would take you close to a year to build up your brand.
Okay.
Yeah. So
we start with the con, so now it's the pro. Can you give us some not maybe you can't name that company, but what are some of the success story that you see? Like they start with one store and how many stores they grew over the year, like some successful story.
Yeah. I don't want to bring up that name yet, but I personally know an owner. She used to own a very big, one of the bigger franchisor. She had 1 or 2 stores. After her 3rd year agreement up, she decided not to do it anymore. Right? Mm-hmm. But mind you, within these 3 years, she learned how to make her own drink. She make the drink, and she would give out free drink to a lot of people. Sell it and give it for free.
Okay, buy one get one free kind of deal.
Yeah. So she tested out. She didn't just stay in that 3 years and just make that drink.
Oh, so she was taste testing the whole time.
She would taste testing. She come up with.
So this is one of the tip to taste test first.
Yeah. So
right.
So don't be stagnant of that brand that you already invest to become with them like a franchisor.
Yeah.
Right? Constantly make that drink. Constantly make your own drink. Sell it at home. Give it to our fundraising. Go to local school and give it out for free.
Got it.
Right, and then she figured out how to certain formula that she liked. Mm-hmm. That's the number 1, right? Number 2, then she would be able to source her own manufacturer.
Oh.
She didn't just blindly buy from that manufacturer because the franchisor told her to. She was flying to overseas, Taiwan for example. She tried that. She go back to Vietnam to try different sort of tea. She come up with her book list of manufacturer of where she want to import it.
Got it. Okay.
And then when she didn't decide, she already have a concept in her mind of what she want to do. So she opened the first store. Now I believe she might have 7 to 10 stores already.
Within
throughout
time frame.
I would say within a year.
Wow. So
Yeah.
1 year, let's say 6 store.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that's
easily.
every 2 months she opened a store.
Yeah, because she's already did all of the homework while she was running her other business.
So there's a lot of benefit and you do it right. Oh. So closing, you have any closing, what can you give us, your closing about, having your private label?
Yeah, I would say that the reward is definitely worth the risk. Don't get me wrong, it's $200,000, right? Because you have to buy supply, machine, and equipment. You're doing your own private label and you're doing it yourself, right? Every effort you put in, every single dollar you put in, blood, sweat, and tears, you are slowly build up your own brand.
Yes.
It doesn't mean everybody will be successful at it. A lot of smaller Boba store that you see in OC or anywhere else, that doesn't mean they will be successful.
Yeah.
Right? They might be out of business in a year and a half. But if you hit in one store, the successful rate, it will totally make it worth it, because at the end of the day, that's your store, that's your brand that you are building.
Yes, but I also don't want to say that don't go out and join a franchise, right?
Not.
Like there's that option too, right? Because joining a franchise, everything is pre-made for you. All you gotta do is just say, hey, give me the cookbook. I'm gonna follow your cookbook and make money too. What we're saying is that there's 2 options. One option is more risk, more reward, and the other one is less reward, right?
Yeah. So keep in mind, the franchisor, they already failed. They failed multiple times already, right? They obviously failed so many times. So much money they already put out and they wasted and they burn it away to build that brand that you are seeing right now.
Yes.
Right? No other franchise right now, what you're seeing is just become successful within the last 6 months or a year or 2 years. They fail so many times that we might not even know about it. They fail in order for you to be successful, to follow the book they already create.
Yes.
So there are a lot of benefit to following a franchisor. Don't misunderstand me, right? You could follow them easily and make the same money as well. Yeah.
So if you have any question about doing private label or open your own store, you're welcome to contact Vu. His information is below. He'll take care of the shipping for you. I'll take care of the distribution for you. Thank you very much for watching.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.